I'm Nick Seco from Home Right Windows and Doors, and we're located in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we do vinyl replacement windows, we do steel and fiberglass entry doors, we do aluminum storm doors, and we do sliding patio doors, all made by Provia. The windows are a vinyl replacement window, and it could be anything from double hungs to casements to bay and bow windows and everything in between. So when somebody calls in the office and needs an estimate, they get Roxanne on the phone typically, and she would schedule an appointment for me to come out and take some measurements, provide some literature, go through what options we have, and then I would follow up within about 24 to 48 hours with an estimate with all the details of the products as well as the installed price. I find that we're typically much more affordable than the companies that you see advertising on TV or in a lot of other places. If they're spending a lot of advertising dollars, obviously they're passing those costs on to their consumers. You could go to our website at homerightwaynesboro.com, or you could call us at 717-749-4874.
Local and live, covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState with Tiny and Katie.
Welcome to Let's Talk TriState, all powered by Home Right Windows and Doors in Waynesboro, the right choice, winner of the 2024 Best of the TriState Awards. We have some dear friends here today. One especially you have seen, a familiar face with Let's Talk TriState. Amy Hicks, Executive Director, United Way of Franklin County. Amy, so good to have you back.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us today.
Of course. Would you like to introduce our guest today?
Love to. I brought Dylan Harris with us.
Okay.
Dylan's part of our team at United Way, and he's organizing our event that's happening this weekend.
Yes, this is an amazing event. First of all, Dylan, welcome to Let's Talk TriState.
Thanks for having me.
For the first time, and I'm sure it will not be the last. We are great friends with the United Way of Franklin County, and obviously Heather down in Washington County, so great relationship and friendship that we have there with the United Ways. So let's talk about this Learn and Play Day. First of all, I will say to anyone watching, if you have kids, this is an event that is tailored for children, in my opinion. I have been at this event, and on our sister station WAYZ, I've done the live broadcast for at least 3 or 4 years.
I was going to say, you've been with us for a little while on this.
It's been a while. And the first year or two, obviously my daughter wasn't, that old, but last year and the year before, she was 3, 4, and then this year she's 5. She had the time of her life running around this thing. What was the beautiful part about it was, Amy and Dylan, is that when I was finished with the broadcast, there was still an hour left of the event, which is nice. Now, in years past, we either had another event that I had to hurry up and rush back, or it was, it was just time for me to leave. I didn't really take a chance to look around. Well, last year, that's all she wanted to do was look around. And I got to see, there's so much that you don't even know is happening if you just stay inside, right, Dylan?
Yes.
This event is all over the grounds. Yeah. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. And so let's get the high points here. So we have Learn and Play Day this weekend, First United Methodist Church in Chambersburg. Dylan, speak to this event. What overall is this event? Take us through this.
Absolutely. Learn and Play Day is basically just going to be our way to connect our community and our families with various resources throughout the community or throughout the county. Mm-hmm. So we're going to have tons of vendors coming, over 30 vendors, to provide their services, kind of showcase what they have and how they can help our community. And then of course we have activities for kids to keep them busy and kind of show them around a little bit. This year we're going to do more of like an outdoor theme. So we're going to have a tractor with a baler outside, a petting zoo, some other various tractors and trucks outside that will kind of bring that theme together.
Kids love trucks and big machinery.
That's just it.
Oh my goodness, my daughter, she just loves when there's the tractors and the rigs and fire trucks and police vehicles. It's fascinating to kids. I get scared to death when I pass a police officer.
It makes me a little nervous, but it's the highlight of the event. The Touch a Truck, and actually you all helped us Blake Connected Foresters. Mm-hmm. So they're bringing one of their great big tractors, and like you said, it's got the piece of equipment. What was it again? The baler or the combine or?
Yes, and so it should be a larger tractor with a baler trailer.
Listen to Amy putting us on the spot here to try to figure out
what is this farm equipment that's coming. farming.
Yes, I'm not a farmer,
Way to
but
go. Yeah.
Thanks. And then Volvo is our lead sponsor of the event. They bring one of their great big bucket trucks.
Yeah.
And that's always a hit. You can literally stand in the bucket. And so we love that. And Chambersburg Fire, Letterkenny's emergency equipment is coming out
Yeah.
for it this time. What am I missing? We got, so
Yeah.
basically the parking lots are, there are going to be things everywhere. Book Buggy will be there.
correct. Yeah, we have a car seat check outside, brought to us by Safe Kids of South Central PA. So we'll have some appointment times for that. People can drop by, get their car seats checked, make sure everything's okay.
I think
So
that's one of those. I don't mean to interrupt you, Dylan, but I think it's
Yeah.
important. It's important in general to
Yes.
have your children be safe in their car seats. But I think a lot of us would assume that our child seat in the car is installed properly. You may be surprised to find out that it's not.
Yeah.
You know, my wife is the magician with those things.
They're not easy.
I think they are made far more complicated seemingly than they need to be. But
Yes.
these folks are professionals who this is what they do.
Yes.
It's not a matter of judgment. It literally is, let's check and see if you're safe.
Correct. Everyone is, these will be certified folks that are coming in to do these checks. So we'll have that, and yeah, it should be.
Honestly, for expectant parents or new parents,
Yeah.
that is the best, because they literally will just make sure everything's safe and ready to go. I know how nervous I was way back when my kids were first coming along, and the seatbelt or the car seat, it's complicated apparatus.
Yeah. Certainly can be. Sometimes the seatbelt is too, Amy. It's
The
okay.
seatbelt too, yeah, I have my days.
When I'm in my wife's car, that thing cinches up on me for no apparent reason. And
Oh, I hate that.
And I'm just
Right
I'm
at the
trying
neck.
to move, and it's always you need to move
Yeah.
and do something. But anyway, so Dylan, back to the Learn and Play Day, which is happening this weekend. It is on Saturday, and the time is what?
It is 10 o'clock in the morning to 1 p.m. So right in the middle of the day there, yeah, we'll have some volunteers on hand coming in early to help out as well. But everybody, all of our vendors will be ready to go at 10.
We got to mention the petting zoo, because I
Yes.
think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going to be the
Oh,
highlight.
Yeah.
So Peck and Time Farms.
Peck
right?
and Time Farms, Chase Peck with Peck and Time Farms will be there. She should have about 8 to 10 animals for us, baby cow. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, that'll be a
if anybody
hit.
wants to
Tis the
check
season.
that
We're
out.
bringing the farm right in town, making it easy.
Don't ask me about breeds of cows and things, because you did with the farm implements, so we don't know that, okay, Amy? So just calm down.
There's a
We'll
test
get
later.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and as much as we love inflatables, we decided to kind
We're
of
going with the petting zoo
Yeah.
this year.
Do the real
change
deal.
gears here.
I love that. So let's talk about some of the vendors that are going to be here, Dylan. Take us
Yeah.
through some of the high points of those. Obviously,
Perfect.
Should say at the outset, we don't mean to overlook anybody. That certainly isn't
Oh,
intentional.
absolutely.
But
There are
we
a
could
lot.
possibly list them all.
Right, there are a lot. There are over 30 vendors coming. Inside our gym, we're going to have some healthcare providers with WellSpan and Keystone. So they'll have various setups inside with activities as well. We have some childcare providers, and then some other community partners as well. We're going to have healthy community partnerships there. EPA Play Group will be there as well. So I think that we do have a diverse group of people coming, which is the goal, to
Right.
try to get people access to as many different areas in life as possible.
Well, and as further proof of that is, I remember walking around just saying hello to all the vendors over the past few years, and you'd be amazed how many of them have told me, this is the only event we do.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I'm glad
This is the
to hear
one.
they value this event.
Yeah,
because we do too.
Well, if you think about it, there's the old saying, "Fish where the fish are."
Right.
Yeah.
To me, it's not that you don't want to do another event. It's not that you may not have the staff to do another event. It's this is the event where everyone comes to. So why would we need to do anything else? You know
That
what I
is
mean?
great. That is
And
great.
I think that's the impression that I got. But they took such pride in it. I mean, these are some of the prizes. It's not about that, I understand, but some of the prizes they were giving away. Being with the radio station, doing live broadcasts, we know all about prizes that you take to events. Well, my goodness, that would blow a marketing budget for us,
Right.
out of the water.
And this is all coming from community that brings
Yeah.
them to us.
Lots of nonprofits and people that are just volunteering their time to do this, but they really put out a great spread. Take pride in it. It's made for children and families to come by. And you have to be very proud of this event, because when you have folks like that who said, this is the only thing we come to. It's
Well, I
really
appreciate
speaks
that.
highly of the event. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
What I love is that the vendors, and this is something that's been cultivated from the first year of the event, but all of the vendors bring an activity or a game that the kids can play while they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose of that is so that the kids are hands-on doing things. Now they're learning while they're at it, but it gives parents and caregivers time to actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because the hardest thing is when you're walking around an event, and believe me, I've been there, and your kids are, they're bored and they don't know what to get into, and they're pulling you to the next thing,
Yeah.
and you want to have a conversation. So the vendors are really thoughtful about that piece.
I think one other area where the details were really thought about here is, Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, but there are obviously door prizes, but what I'm getting at is there are announcements made throughout the morning and afternoon in the gymnasium. And not only are they made in English, but they are also translated into Spanish. Is that correct?
Yes, I'm glad you touched on that, because that is on my list here. We do have interpreters coming, and a whole team for Spanish and French Creole as well this year.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we definitely want to get that out there, that people who may not speak English, it's not their primary language, are still welcome.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we like to do announcements throughout the day to kind of update everybody on what's going on. We, especially with our little reading area with the Franklin County Library System, they have a few different times throughout the day that they're doing readings for children. So we like to promote that to make sure that everyone makes it over there.
and
Now,
there'll
Amy,
be book giveaways too.
book giveaways. We're going to get to that. Thank you for taking that. But does everyone get a bag when they come in? I can't remember if that was...
Yeah, we typically do. We
Okay.
have bags ready so that when families come in, because they gather a lot of things
Sure.
while they're walking around.
You don't leave empty-handed.
No,
No.
we don't want you to leave empty-handed.
When I used to visit my great-grandmother's house, she said, no one leaves with an empty belly. When you go to this day, no one leaves with empty-handed at all.
No, there are so many things going on, it's information,
Right.
but a lot of groups send home little packages of things too. Hopefully you win a door prize. We have a lot of door prizes. The highlight of the door prizes are going to be bikes, and have we got bikes this year?
Oh, wow.
So we're going to be raffling off a number of bikes, and I'll let Dylan come back to that in a few minutes. But
Yeah. If I
At any
remember
rate-
correctly, Dylan, last year, I think I believe it was the United Way was giving them out the little hand poppers.
oh yeah,
Was that you guys were giving those
we
away? Correct?
we had those last year. Yes.
My daughter, thank you for one thing. She still to this day plays with that thing. I mean, she cannot get enough of. And for those of you who may not know, I really should have brought it, but she probably would have killed me if I did. But it's you push the
little
popper to one
fidget
side,
popper, yeah.
almost like bubble wrap without the snap.
Yes.
in a way.
They're very satisfying because
Oh,
they
they
do
are.
pop, but they're not noisy.
I thought that I would get it. I wanted one. And I
Well, you
thought,
should have gotten
Well,
one.
I don't want to take one from anyone else, but I thought, well, my daughter can have one. She'll be finished with it by the afternoon. She won't worry about it, and Daddy will get to take it to work because I'm always,
Yeah.
Oh, no, I have yet to really even touch it.
It's funny because those things, adults do like them too.
Oh, yeah.
There's just something, I don't know,
Gratifying.
comforting, gratifying, yes. And the whole purpose of the thing really, believe it or not, they help with focus.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, usually lots of giveaways like that. We'll have a scavenger hunt going on to help make sure, and the scavenger hunt, you got to look throughout the event to find the characters, which
Right.
also helps
Yeah.
make sure the kids find and see everything in the event.
Yeah.
Dylan, tell us about the bikes that you guys are.
Oh, yes. So we have an idea. Well, I think we had done it before. This is actually my first event, so I know that before we had done bikes, but we reached out to a few people for bikes, and Middletown Valley Bank provided us with 5
Wow.
bikes, so from various ages, from small bikes with training wheels
Yep.
all the way up. Yeah, so then, and M&T Bank is providing a balance bike as well for the little kiddos.
Wow.
So we have bikes galore.
We're gonna have bikes
Yeah.
galore.
Yeah.
Well, big thanks to those financial institutions.
Absolutely.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
amazing.
We
that
love
they
that.
come
I mean-
through like that.
It's an amazing boost. And so right at the office, I got to tell you, we got a Minnie Mouse tricycle that's cute as a button, all pink. And then also right above that scale is a Spider-Man bike with nets that go out like Spidey nets.
And how are these being given away, Dylan? Is it just the door prize, or is it a raffle? What is it?
Yeah, so everyone that comes will get a chance to sign up for the door. It's a door prize.
Okay.
So the bikes will be our grand door prizes. You do have to be present to win at the end of the
bikes.
event for the bikes. All the other prizes throughout the day, we can contact you for the winners for that.
Sure.
But yeah, you'll sign up when you get to the event. We'll have a little station. A volunteer will sign you up and your family. We'll get all the information in one space and then transfer that information to a automatic picker and go from
We'll
there.
be pulling names out of that. It's a new tool for us.
Out of the digital hat.
Oh, I love. We use one of those, and you'll love it. I promise you.
I'm glad to hear that.
Away so much headache and paper that you don't have to worry about. But these, the event runs 10 to 1. A lot of people may say, "Wow, 3 hours. It's quite a while." I have found, because I've been there now all 3 hours the past couple of years, I have seen people who will come in, and they will be leaving when I leave, and they will have just spent a couple minutes at all the stations. And if they do that, so if you go there and you do that, you can easily burn the 3 hours
Yes.
in the best way possible. So it's almost like, I think, now Amy, don't take any ideas here, Dylan, don't get, like it could be a 2-day event. It really could.
I don't know if we could
Wow.
handle 2 days.
Yes, the community would love it. I don't know about the organizers.
It's incredible the amount of work that goes into
Yes.
3 hours of event. Yeah.
But yeah, there's plenty to do. That's the whole point, and that's what we want. We want families to come out. We want you to have a really good time. We want you to want to come back again. And one of the effects of the event is if you want to get to know community providers, it's going to be easy. And that's why we do it.
And I think a lot of folks, Dylan, and I think you would agree, is that they may not know that certain services even exist for them.
Yes.
Or that they may even apply, which to Amy's point earlier is if you let your child play a little bit of a game and have a conversation. This may be something, it also might be something you would think that you wouldn't benefit from. You might find out you do.
100%. And I think that's where these organizations like, say, Homeless Matters comes into play, some up and rising organizations that are trying to do a lot more in the community, and they get to shine,
What we've always said is great since we started with Let's Talk TriState is when we have the United Ways, and I've always said the United Ways, they're the gatekeepers. They curate and vet organizations ahead of time so that you don't have to do it. So when you go to an event like this, you have gone and said, okay, we should have this company, we should have this organization, these all should be here. Here's our overarching goal. Who can fill these voids? You bring in the best organization, so it's already, the work for searching has already been done. It's like if you don't have to Google anything when it comes to this. The Google is happening.
It's live Google.
Right, exactly, yes.
I think a lot of people miss that about us, really. Like, they don't know that that's kind of our thing. One of our main
I think you're
operations
right.
is raising money and then having a board and a group of people actually put in the work to decide, where these funds go. And I think that that's really why people should, donate to the United Way and participate.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's our work.
Almost like
Really
I
is.
didn't expect him to say that.
Yes, it's always nice. Well done. But our work is connection. That is, when it comes down to what we do every day, we're known as fundraisers. Sometimes we're known for early learning or this or that or the other thing. But the key is connection, and that's what we do.
Yeah, it absolutely is. So we've Learn and Play Day, First United Methodist Church in By the way, big thanks to the church for the use of the facility.
First United Methodist Church, this is their second year hosting us. Everything is convenient. There's enough space to get or almost enough space to get everything out. I think we may have filled it this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did fill it, which is great.
Which is
I'd love to bring more, but
But
And
we're
follow
at the brim.
Well-labeled parking, so just follow the signs for parking. There'll be people there who can, assist with that. There are the Touch a Truck and all those events. Is that happening behind or in front of?
Depends on how you look at it. So the Touch a Truck really comes off of the parking lot off of Washington Street and kind of wraps around the building.
Yeah, okay.
So that, I don't know how to say it better than that because
It's essentially behind the Professional Arts Building in that vicinity.
off of Route 11.
Is
so
it different? I thought
where we were last year. So
Yeah,
the church
okay.
that's it's actually across from our office,
Okay, right.
Yeah, 225 South 2nd Street.
close
Okay,
to Big
yeah.
Lots.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yep.
So
Yep.
that's
My
okay because
mind
for
goes-
years we
Yeah,
were
I
on
know,
30.
I know.
But yeah, this we're kind of wrapping around the church parking lots,
Yep.
but then there's still parking. There's still plentiful
Yes.
parking in other lots that are attached to the church, and it's very walkable if you live downtown.
Yeah.
A lot of our vendors that are the service providers are going to be in the gymnasium of the church,
Mm-hmm.
and then we take up some of their hallways. Our reading program will be in the hallway, so we take up the better part of that church.
Oh, yeah.
But they are an excellent host for us.
Yeah.
They give us everything we need, I think.
So great to work with.
Yeah.
Yes,
They are
absolutely.
wonderful, and then they know what the United Way is doing. They're bringing the community together. They're putting folks in front of. They're putting organizations in front of people who need them, and they're putting people who need them in front of organizations. And like you said, connect. There's so many connections being made. I cannot encourage enough for folks to visit the website uwfcpa.org. All the information will be there. Learn and Play Day, be there this Saturday, May 3rd. By the way, you asked today, Amy, where's Katie? She's on vacation.
Oh,
But she's
yeah.
going to be the one doing the live broadcast on Saturday with you.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just preparing you because she could be a lot. So she's, if you didn't know
I'll look
already,
forward to seeing Kate. Yeah, I was. So, will you be joining us or not
I'm
Saturday?
going to miss this one. Unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to be there. Wanted to bring my daughter, but we have other obligations.
Change
but
of plans.
Next year, I'll be back at it.
Okay,
For sure.
all right,
I'll
next year.
plan better next year. Not anyone else's fault. My own fault.
We need to get on your calendar
I say
early.
apparently, I can't read a calendar. There's that.
Well,
thank
that's
you
why we'll look
both.
forward to seeing Katie.
Yeah, absolutely. Dylan, thank you so much for joining us
Yes,
for the first
thank you
time,
so
not
much.
the last time.
Right.
Let's Talk Tri-State. Again, the website, uwfcpa.org, United Way of Franklin County. Make sure you support them, stop by, say hey, and take in all the things that are to offer. Learn and Play Day. This has been Let's Talk Tri-State.
Let's talk Tri-State.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk Tri-State, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.